Hello, so welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here, and this is the first video for this year. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to 2025. How to quit sewing. How to quit sewing. Yeah, you heard me right. How to quit sewing. Many of you will be surprised that this is coming from someone like me, but many people have been asking me how to actually do this. You know, this is a large field, and you can wake up one day and decide to change. You can wake up one day and decide to change your specialty, change your career. It happens to so many people. I've seen people that were lawyers and they quit. I've seen people that were once medical doctors and they quit. Yeah, so it is normal for someone to ask how to quit tailoring. Yeah, so now as someone that has I'm into teaching. I do mostly training, right? So that means I am no longer a full-time tailor. So this is how you do it. Now let me bust your bubble. This is not something you can do in 1 year. This is not something you can do in 2 years. It may take you up to 3-4 years to quit sewing. That is if you don't have a standby career by the side. That is if you don't have a career that will be able to take care of your bills, take care of everything about you. This is not something you can just wake up and do if you don't have a solid source of income by the side. Yes, so it is okay to feel like you want to quit sewing, which is very fine, which is very normal. Some people even want to quit it because of some health challenges. Not that they don't love sewing, but they just have to do it. They just have to do it because of some health challenges. Some can wake up and change because they don't like the career anymore. Some people will tell you it stresses me too much. Some people will tell you that it takes their attention away from their family, which is normal. So now this is how you do it. First of all is making up your mind. You know, you can't leave this thing if you're not made up your mind, because there will always be this auntie, there will always be this friend, there will always be this sister that will beg you to sew for them, that will lure you back into sewing. Like, quitting tailoring as someone that has been in that service for a long time is really difficult, especially when you have loved ones around you. Sometimes they don't respect people's decision. If you tell them I don't want to sew anymore, they'll think that you are joking. Yeah, so it starts with you making up your mind, like telling yourself that I want to stop this and mean it. Okay, that is the first step. Do you actually want to do this? Have you actually made up your mind that you want to do this? Yes. Then number 2 is the difficult stage. This difficult stage is finding another source of income if you don't have one already. So if you don't have a source of income already, you will have to find one. Then you will start building it. And you know what it took you to build this tailoring business, then imagine what it will take you to build another business from scratch, which is very difficult. A typical example is Vicky James. I like using her as an example because she's someone that many of us know. So if you notice recently, she has been placing her hands on a lot of things. She does content creation, she cooks, she does this and does that. Yeah, she even started a gifting company, right? Yeah, so that is a typical example of finding something else that you love doing. As she is now, she can decide not to sew for a whole year and she will feed. You understand? So that is how to quit something gradually. It may take her up to 4-5 years to build this other part of her too, like explore this other part of her, but she will definitely do it. And in 3-4-5 years, she can quit sewing and will still retain her name. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so if you're trying to quit a business, you need to get another one and keep it by the side. And then you will give it your energy. One thing is getting a skill. Another thing is knowing how to use it. You can be a skilled person, but you're not a business person. A business person will come and take advantage of a skilled person and they will use you and make the most out of you. What you have is the skill. You don't really know how to explore that skill you have. So as a skilled person, you should also explore the business part of your skill. You need to know how to use it. You can decide to quit tailoring, but you have a fashion company running. Do you know that is possible? You can decide to quit sewing, because so many of it are still on sewing machine, but we pray that one day we can, the business can run without you. The business can run without us. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so that is what I mean. Then the third stage is the transitioning stage. Like I promised, this video is going to be very short. The third stage is the transitioning stage, and this is the most difficult stage. You know how difficult it was for you to build your tailoring business to this stage? Then imagine trying to build another business from scratch. Imagine the toll it will take on you. Yeah, so that is what I mean. It will be very difficult for you to handle, very difficult. But if you can be able to like scale through this transitioning stage, you have conquered already. Now this transitioning is when you are trying to move from that tailoring to that next business. Now you've already found the business, that is stage 2. The next one now is trying to move. You know, during that finding something to do, you need to be building that business, right? So this time around, this stage now is you trying to transition into that new business. Now, I want to use myself as an example. I used to be a full-time teacher. I used to be a full-time tailor, but now I don't sew anymore. How did I do it? I was teaching while I was sewing. Like, when I was still a tailor, I already know that I will not do this thing for a long time. Like, I am too lazy for that. Sorry, let's just use that word. The one that I'm doing now may be more difficult, but the other one was not really my thing. So I started exploring the teaching parts. While I was sewing, I started YouTube. While I was sewing, I started creating online courses. While I was sewing, like, it was even, let's say it was even last year, this 2024, like early last year, that was when I like left tailoring entirely. Let's say late 2023, that was when I left tailoring entirely. But I've been teaching. So many people know me as a teacher online, right? Yeah, but I was still sewing behind the scene because my teaching business is not really strong enough to take care of my bills. So you don't need to jump. You need to like transition, you know. Jumping into something and transitioning into something are not the same. So people will be looking at you, but they will not really know when that transition thing happened. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, people know me as a tailor. The people that used to know me back then, some of them still see me as a tailor, but I am now into another thing. Like, they were watching me change into something else without them even feeling it. Because I started preparing their minds early. I started telling them I will leave this thing very soon. I started announcing it. And then I stopped posting my job online. Like, I stopped posting things that I sew online. I started posting more of teaching stuff. I don't want people to have that image of Ijoma as a fashion designer. I want them to have the image of Ijoma as a fashion tutor. So that was what I did. That was how I transitioned into teaching smoothly from tailoring. So that is how to quit your business. You may be doing your sewing and then you get another, maybe a digital skill. You're learning how to program, you're learning how to create websites, you're learning how to do trading, cryptocurrency, you're learning how to sell clothes, you're learning how to sell hair, you're learning how to sew that one. People still know you as a tailor, but then they know that this lady is also doing this thing. So by the time you will drop tailoring entirely and focus on selling hair, they may not really feel it. That is a typical example of transitioning. All right. So now the last stage is the acceptance stage. Some people will still find it difficult to accept you the way you are. They may still find it very difficult to accept that you are no longer a tailor or you are no longer a fashion designer, but they just have to accept it. But the acceptance starts with you accepting that I am done with this. The acceptance has to start with you. You need to accept that I will no longer go back to this. And that is how you change your career. That is how you stop sewing. That is how you quit sewing. That is like the quitting stage. You have quit entirely. You can now post it online that, hello guys, I'm rebranding. There's this particular brand that sews Ashoke, this Yoruba traditional wear. I've forgotten her name. She's very popular. She made a post last year that she is now done. She is done with bespoke, that we should watch out for another thing. She is changing her niche now, but people may not really feel it, because you'll be surprised that she will come up with something that she has been preparing our minds to accept. If you just can wake up tomorrow and tell you guys that I'm no longer a tailor, I'm no longer a fashion designer, and we'll still accept her because she has been preparing our minds to accept the other side of Vicky Jeans. So that is how you quit sewing. Thank you all, and see you all in my next video. Bye.